In this video, we're going to talk about domain registration, and I'm going to use a few different examples. So the first one we're going to look at is a company called Namecheap. We're also going to look at a very popular one known as GoDaddy. We're going to look at a hosting provider that offers domain names called SiteGround, and we're going to look at Google Domains. Now, there are many other registrars out there that you can use. The reason I'm focusing on these is because they are the main ones. I want to do a price comparison of these for you, and also ease of use to sign up. And with that being said, there's no real right or wrong answer as to who you should use. Some control panels are easier to use than others. Some are focused on domains, whilst others focus on upselling you other products. But mainly what you want to ensure is that whoever you are registering your domain name with, you have good customer support if you need it, and also it's a reputable company that you think are going to be around for a while. You don't want to be registering domain names with companies that then go out of business and you end up having to move anyway. So you want to try and ideally, wherever you have your domain name, that's where you keep it. So that being said, we're going to use for the purpose of this onlinemasterytest.com. That's what we're going to look at. So depending on your country, you might want to do a bit of research, but I'm going to look at the .com for now. So I could look at the .co.uk, but for now I'm just going to look here at the .com as the most popular, and there's so many other variations of domain names. There's well, you'll see in a second when I type this. There's you can already see there was a couple there. So and it does give you options: .net, .dev, .ai, .org, .com, as we've already mentioned, .xyz, blah blah blah. So always, if you can, for a business, use the .com. I know there's many other options out there, and it's probably one of the hardest things to do is to find a domain name that is available for your business, and also the social media to go with that. This is part of your branding, so it's important that you get this right. But some things to consider here is that this will also be your email address. So don't go for a crazy name that's going to be very long, hard to remember, hard to type, maybe hard to spell, or even hard to say. Because these are all things. If I was to say, what's your email address? Oh, it is info at this hyphen is hyphen my hyphen domain hyphen name / double dot whatever. You've got to really ensure when you're doing this that you have simplicity. So for me, it's what's your email address? For me, it will be info at onlinemastery.co.uk. For the purpose of this, it might be steve at onlinemasterytest.com. Whatever it would be. So you need to be able to say it. You need to be able to write it down, remember it. You need to be able to, there's no point having, I think one common one is therapist. So thebesttherapist.com can almost be known as thebestrapist.com. There's, different ways things can look when they're written down. So you need to really consider your domain name. And I talk a lot about this in my book. So if you haven't read my book, please go and look at that first. But that being said, once you've gone through all of the groundwork, you get to this stage, you need to come and register your domain name. So what we need to do now is we need to look at the domain name that we're going to choose and the cost of that. So here we can see, if I add this to cart, it is £7.11 per year. That was really nice and easy to come in here, click this, add it to the cart, and it's done. Okay, it gives me lots of other options, but the focus here is specifically on the domain name and not messing about on anything else. So we're going to go to the checkout. And now we're going to come to the next site and we're going to type in Online Mastery Test again. And we're going to have a look here. So this one says it's 99p. Normally £16.10 for the first year with a 2-year registration. So you get it for 99p for the first year, and then it's £16.10 thereafter. Okay, so let's add this to the cart. All right, again, that was a nice, easy checkout process, quite simple. I'm going to continue to the cart. Okay. Now let's go across to SiteGround. Now, SiteGround, being a hosting company, doesn't really offer the ease of use of getting your domain names. You probably have to scroll down to the bottom, and yes, here is domain names at the bottom here. So I'm still going to type that in. I also then need to remove that to choose it here. All right, so this interface on SiteGround just isn't as easy. It's still there, but it's just not as easy. But we can go ahead and do that, see how much it would cost there, and Right, so even though we've got the domain name, we can't have it on its own. We have to buy hosting with this. I'll talk a bit more about why I've chosen this as an option in a moment. But let's go across to Google first. Type this in and just have a look, see if this is available through Google. Perfect, there we go. So we can see this. This one's here. Put that into our cart and then we will check out. Okay, so let's go back to the first one. And as we can see, we're at the checkout stage. It's nice and easy to check out. There is a few extra things that are here if we want to add them in. But for now, we don't need to worry too much about that. This is giving us a 1-year registration. And WhoisGuard, which is your privacy protection, is free forever. So total cost for 1 year is £7.14. Okay, so that's important to know. That is £7.14 per year. Now, if I was going to go for 2 years, it would be £14.28. Now, GoDaddy offered us £1 for the first year, but it's now offering us all of these other extras. It's almost making us check this. So do we want our privacy, which is saying is normally £12.99 a year, but it's going to give it to us for £5.99 per domain. That's £5.99 for a service here that's free forever. So already Namescheap is winning on that side of things. But let's just say no thanks because we don't want to pay for this. In fact, no, let's go ahead and do it because we want to get the same offer, right? It's automatically ticking a website. We don't want a website builder. We don't want hosting. We don't want this. So lots of things here. Continue to cart. Okay, so now we're at the checkout phase. 2 years registration, which is the first year for 99p, the second year at £16.10, plus we've got 2 years, and it renews, and the domain privacy renews at £12.99 a year. Okay, so this is half price for the first 2 years, but then it renews. So already we're spending £34.88, and we know that to renew this is going to cost us £30 a year. Okay, £30 per year, 34 upfront with a £30 a year. It's not really that good a deal when you look at GoDaddy. So many people use this because of the marketing. However, let's have a look here at Namescheap for 2 years. We're paying £14.57 and that's the price. £14.57 ongoing. So already we're looking at half of the price of GoDaddy. Okay, so Namescheap completely winning this game so far in terms of pricing. Let's go and have a look at SiteGround. Now, SiteGround is making us buy a hosting package as well, but that at the moment is £1. So let's just take £1 off of this. Domain registration is $11.95. If we want to add the domain privacy as well, and that's only for 1 year, but that's going to cost us £25 for the year. Okay, £25 for the year. In fact, yep, this is VAT as well. So that for 2 years. In fact, let's just go for 1 year. So if we went for 1 year, that would be £19.18. If we went for 1 year here, this would be £7.29. So again, still a lot cheaper. This would be £25, and this would be £10. And this looks like it also has, the privacy included. So £25 is very expensive there, and that's for domain privacy as well. Look, and that's £9 a year, but normally it's £18 a year. So domain privacy here and domain registration, again, very expensive, £20 here. Probably more, in fact, yes, more than if you were to go through GoDaddy. So SiteGround is the absolute worst when it comes to buying domain names in terms of cost. GoDaddy is quite bad. Google is not too bad. Namescheap is absolutely the best. And just have a look in comparison if you were just to go and buy this here against here. Okay, this isn't trying to upsell you loads of stuff. This Namescheap is without a doubt the easiest process to check out. It gives you your WhoisGuard free forever, and it's the cheapest price to be able to renew your domain name. So I highly, highly recommend using Namecheap to be able to purchase your domain name.